Just like there are in Christianity, there are a lot of different forms of Jewish life, a lot of forms of Jewish religion. And so I want to talk to you really quickly about some of those and what the spectrum of Jewish life looks like. A Jewish person can range from all the way over on one side being very ultra-Orthodox, being extremely adherent to the laws of the Torah, to, on the other hand, being what's called a secular Jewish humanist, which is nothing to do with God and has everything to do with just a humanistic, liberalist, Jewish expression of life. So these are kind of the two ends to which a Jewish person can live. There can be little adherence to any kind of a Jewish religion. There can be extreme adherence to Jewish religion. So up until around the late 1700s and early 1800s, almost the whole Jewish world was called just Orthodox. And this was a form of Jewish religion that was adhering to the writings of the rabbis after the Second Temple fell in AD 70 when Yeshua predicted that it would. And so most of the Jewish world was Orthodox, whether they were Ashkenazi or Sephardic, two different areas of Jewish ancestry life. In the 1800s, when the world began to modernize at a fast rate, there were movements to help Judaism either go one way or another with it. One was sort of a protest movement to the modernization of Jewish life, and this is where the ultra-Orthodox expressions of Judaism came to be. And these are the Jewish people that will wear heavy black coats, dress with tendrils on their hair, top hats, etc. This is ultra-Orthodox Judaism. At the same time, there was a movement against this, which was an attempt to go with the modernization of the world, and this was Reform Judaism. Reform Judaism now is still a religious version of Judaism, but that leans further away from the strictness of Jewish life to where there are female rabbis. They would embrace a much more progressive social worldview as far as it related to same-sex marriage and other different topics like that. And there is still a belief in God, but it's obviously very distant from what we would feel the Bible would say to a modern Orthodox understanding of the God of Israel. And then in the middle, there are modern Orthodox, so not quite ultra-Orthodox. These people would wear blue jeans, but they would have a kippah, and even in the wearing of their kippah or yarmulke on their head, the different style that they wear tells something about who they are. If it's solid black, they would be a little more ultra-Orthodox. If it's knitted, they're kind of more in the middle of modern Orthodox, but they're keeping kosher, they're going to synagogue every week, they're keeping Shabbat, doing things that observant Jewish person would do. And then here in America, we have conservative Judaism, which is a little bit more towards Reform Judaism. And this is where you're probably not wearing a kippah. You're going to Shabbat services, but maybe you're driving there. It's not as strict. So this is just a very simplified version of the life of Jewish existence and the spectrum of that. Now, lastly, you could be Jewish and have nothing to do with any of that. You could be Jewish because your parents were Jewish and you continue to identify as Jewish, but you don't identify at all with any religious aspect of Judaism. You would be a secular or a non-traditional, or even some would say an atheist Jew. So there's a lot of different ways to go with this, but this is a basic understanding of the continuum of Jewish life and Jewish religion.